Straight ahead in this week's Working Woman Report. Do you really know how to pick the best face cream or lipstick out there? We introduce you to the women who created a unique formula to help you become a smart shopper. Plus, meet the shutter-happy mom on Long Island who's capturing memories and cash one click at a time. And it's time to decompress and get in sync with our spiritual side. Come along as we spend some quality time with one of the leading yoga instructors around the world. What's your idea? If you're ready to change your life and start making your passion work for you, listen up. The Working Woman Report is here to help, and it starts right now. Hi everyone, I'm Allison Hans. Welcome to the show. While there's no shortage of fashion and beauty-related chatter on the internet, our first working woman and her team created something different. Knowing that we're often overwhelmed by infinite options, they created a website that does all the work for you. And their unbiased, data-driven top 10 lists rank the best items in your shopping category. So whether you want to know what clothes to wear, which beauty products to use, or where to buy the best, this one-stop shop has all the answers. Enjoying the act of shopping is practically in our DNA. But sometimes it can get more complicated than we'd like.
There is no shortage of content. Arguably, fashion and beauty are one of the spaces that are talked about the most because women have an insatiable appetite for that type of information.
That insatiable appetite for a multi-billion-dollar industry can be overwhelming. Sarika Doshi, who was once an international lawyer in London, decided to shift her career focus after she discovered the one thing fashion seemed to be missing.
When you think about the number of women who shop every day, in particular online, and the fact that they spend 75% of their time online shopping, researching, just felt like a really important space to make more efficient.
Sarika and her team jumped into the glittery world of fashion and brought something rarely used in such an industry: math and technical skills. They then created the company Rank and Style.
Rank and Style is on a mission to simplify and revolutionize how women shop for fashion and beauty products.
With over 100 top 10 lists and 2 new ones added every week, you're bound to de-stress and find the perfect pick.
We look for user reviews, we look for a product's popularity, its quality, its value, all from the perspectives of editors, experts, bloggers, influencers, trendsetters, and then users themselves. And we bring all of this together to identify and rank the 10 best products. If you're wondering whether brands can pay to have their products featured on a top 10 list, the ladies of Rank and Style say absolutely not. Their top 10 lists are created solely on objective information. They don't include their own editorial bias, and the rankings are not the result of any payments or partnerships. If you'd like to check out Rank and Style or subscribe to their newsletter, simply head to our website, workingwomanreport.com. While the Rank and Style team used an algorithm to shake up the fashion world, our next working woman is using her grasp of mathematic concepts in a different way. She's on a mission to teach young girls how to turn math know-how into a formula for success. For many of us, seeing complicated mathematical questions is enough to make our heads spin. But for Christina Simos,
it got to be where I just always thought, if it comes to math, I always know the answer.
And while growing up in Dallas, Texas, her world consisted of numbers, calculations, and a whole lot of first-place trophies.
So I was always known as the math girl in Dallas. In fact, I was the highest-ranking girl in the math counts competition in Texas. So that was like always my thing.
That extraordinary aptitude for math helped Christina gain acceptance into Brown University. After college, while climbing her ladder of success, which included a stint as a financial planner, Christina tutored other students. Until one day, she realized her tutoring business could lead her into a business she never considered. A business focused on tutoring, specifically high school girls.
A lot of girls start getting really self-conscious about that age, right? And so that's when all of a sudden they're unsure, and then they learn something like fractions and they don't get it. And then now they have this belief, oh, I can't do math. And then they think, oh, I'm just not smart. And then it goes to all these other cascading beliefs that actually aren't true.
To help girls gain confidence and change current philosophies about girls and math, Christina launched her company and website, ChristinaSimosTutoring.com. She makes building confidence in young girls a priority, believing it's confidence that's key to nailing those higher SAT and ACT scores.
All of it has to do with confidence. I firmly believe that the difference between getting a 600 on the math section of the SAT and an 800 is strictly confidence.
On her website, Christina answers the most common questions about formal testing and helps girls overcome any fears surrounding them. She says by raising expectations of yourself and learning to cope with testing anxiety, females can help close that SAT gender gap, one girl at a time. Christina is part of a growing group of women business leaders who want to encourage young girls to pursue interests in math and science. The goal is to foster confidence in young girls and teens so that they'll consider pursuing careers in STEM, which stands for science, technology, engineering, and math. One example of this push is a program called Tech Savvy, which encourages female middle school students to enter careers in technology and engineering. More than 8,000 young women have entered Tech Savvy since it started in 2006, and last year the program went national. For more information about STEM careers and how people like Christina Simos are doing their part to navigate young women towards them, just visit our website, workingwomanreport.com. We're just getting started on this edition of the Working Woman Report. Still to come, how you can get business advice from some of the nation's top executives for free. Plus, say cheese. Learn how one mom turned her passion and scrapbooking into a booming business. That story and more still to come on the Working Woman Report.
I got into business as a hobby. I wasn't really thinking seriously. I said, somebody needs to teach me so I don't go bankrupt. So I went to a store and I met Terry. I talked to her about my party business. This woman understands what I'm saying. There are people with amazing knowledge right there and free. My table linen entertained the First Lady and the Russian First Lady. That's good enough for me.
Get your free business mentor at score.org.
Welcome back to the Working Woman Report. I'm Allison Hans. We continue with a story of one woman who never expected to be a business owner. She was on bed rest and bored out of her mind, so she turned to scrapbooking her sonogram pictures to kill time. Once her twins were born, she became a shutter-happy mom, and before she knew it, she was cashing in on something she loved to do.
Come close. Up here, heads together. Good girls.
It's hard not to smile when you're around photographer Beth Beyer. Her warm, bubbly, quick-witted personality is absolutely contagious, especially when she's doing what she clearly loves, taking pictures.
Like a little less tilt, like a little more. Perfect, just like that. Love. Oh, gorgeous. Love, that was fantastic. Good job. I really never meant to start a business at all. I was pregnant with my twins and I was on bed rest and I was bored out of my mind. And I started scrapbooking because I had all these sonogram pictures. And then after that, when they were born, I started photographing them to the ends of the world. And my pictures just kept getting better because I was taking so many of them. And then my friends started calling me and saying, oh, I'm having a party, can you come take some pictures? Or I need a Christmas card, can you come take some pictures? And that's how the whole thing started. You guys want to come together and stand up right there? Okay, perfect.
12 years later, that cure for boredom during her pregnancy has transformed into a booming photography business. Between communions, parties, weddings, and family photos, Beth averages at least 5 shoots a week while raising her 3 rambunctious boys, Patrick, Jack, and Timmy.
I'm really happy. I don't have a whole lot of overhead because I don't have a studio. I really like going on location. I love shooting in different places.
So the business you really started because you were pregnant with the twins and you were bored out of your mind.
Exactly. 4 months of bed rest will do that to you.
Beth says her business really started to soar when she opened her eyes to the power of social media. She became an avid reader of photography blogs and then started writing one of her own.
I really started looking at a lot of other photographers' blogs and kind of seeing what they were doing with the pictures and how they were getting the results that they were getting. And I found a bunch that I really loved. I took one photography class from a blogger that I really loved her stuff, and she started scrapbooking also, and then she started teaching photography classes. I already had a lot of friends as client base, so it was an easy transition because everything got posted on Facebook within the last 5 years. So everybody would see their friends' pictures and say, oh, where'd you get those pictures done? I love them. I want to do it too. So it was all word of mouth.
Word of mouth and quality photos that capture people's personalities and spirit.
Pull the other swing towards you.
It's fun because she talks to us and makes us smile, and we just do different things, and it's just not like you're just sitting there.
I like when she takes the pictures, and I also like seeing it after she takes the pictures, like remembering when she took the picture.
So cute. Give me a little, give me a little attitude. Atta girls. Super cute. Find something that you love and just go for it. Do everything you can to get it done. Word of mouth, Facebook is fantastic. It's free advertising. Everybody sees you tagged your clients. Everybody sees what you're doing. If you're making cakes, if you're designing jewelry, if you're a makeup artist, put it all on Facebook. It's fantastic. I think that anybody who loves what they do, it'll show in your work, no matter what your work is, and you could be successful.
Beth is a perfect example of how social media can offer an inexpensive yet effective tool for reaching customers and building a business. She offers some advice on how to make social media work for you. First, register with numerous sites like Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and LinkedIn, and make sure your profiles are complete. Browse people and groups who list similar interests to your business and add them to your network. Don't limit your content to self-promotion. Be sure to share information related to your industry that can benefit your audience. Consider adding a blog to interact with clients and other industry professionals on a more personal level. And finally, keep your pages active with fresh content, discount offers, customer codes, and anything that keeps people coming back. For more social media tips and to learn more about Beth's business, check out our website, workingwomanreport.com. Well, if you think you want to start a business but don't know where to begin, you may want to check out an organization called SCORE. The National Organization of Retired and Semi-Retired Executives offers mentoring and support for up-and-coming entrepreneurs. Oh, and the best part? It's free.
With 13,000 mentors spread out across the nation, SCORE is within easy reach of vast numbers of entrepreneurs. I caught up with Diane Connolly, one of SCORE's volunteer mentors. A successful entrepreneur herself, she leads one of SCORE's 364 chapters spread out across the nation.
We work with startups, we work with brand new entrepreneurs, we work with people who call you on the phone and say, I have an idea, and that's the starting spot.
When an entrepreneur contacts SCORE for guidance to launch their business or take it to the next level, deciding on that first step is often the biggest challenge.
The first thing, if you're a really good entrepreneur, is to focus, because the really good ones have ideas everywhere. And in order to get started and to do it right and to build a solid foundation, you have to focus on the first step, the first piece of it. Solidify that, establish it, grow the market, grow the brand, and then grow the business.
One of the first decisions any business needs to make is what kind of structure to use.
The easiest thing to do is to establish a sole proprietorship. That just means going onto the Secretary of State's office and filling out a thing on the website. But as an entrepreneur, you are the business. So if there is a liability or a legal issue, that is you.
Diane says a partnership, which can be a little more formal, has the difficulty of having the highest failure rate. She says a lot of people will get into a business as a partnership only to realize later on that their visions are quite different. She says an LLC is a little more expensive to establish, but Diane says it's the most functional for small businesses to start.
It's a limited liability corporation. It can cost anywhere from $100 to $300 to establish, but it does give the owners a little bit of liability protection.
Whatever you choose to do, SCORE is there to help, not only today, but for tomorrow. The SCORE website provides a ton of resources. It offers templates for business plans and cash flow management, listings of free workshops in your area, tax-free tips, and even information about international trade. To learn more or to get connected with SCORE, just head to our website, workingwomanreport.com. Still to come on the Working Woman Report, meet the Cornell grad who traded in a career in design for a more spiritual pursuit of happiness. And she was just a kid when she started selling handcrafted beads. Now she's using that early entrepreneurial spirit to launch the business of a lifetime. That story's next on the Working Woman Report.
Like, women need to really develop their confidence and really catch themselves and even like have consciousness of how they treat themselves or how they are respecting themselves internally. Because if you don't have that internal foundation, you're not going to go out there and try to break that glass ceiling, right? So I think it's an internal thing that we need to solve first, and then it's about, you know, figuring out, wow, like, I am a confident, amazing woman, and what do I want to do with my life? Like, what makes me happy? Like, how do I want to change the world? How do I want to make a dent on the universe? And so, you know, I think, you know, the second step is, what is your dream? Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to disrupt? And then it's having the action and leveraging your gifts and your intelligence and your experience to go out there and do it. So I think the more women can sort of go through that process, the more women will have in leadership, the more women that will break the glass ceiling, and the more gender balanced world that we'll have.
You're watching the Working Woman Report. I'm Allison Hans. We continue with the story of a working woman who's been honing her entrepreneurial skills since she was a kid. That's when she started selling handcrafted beads. Today, she's on a mission to bring her crafty creations to the world, one bauble at a time.
Inside this glass-blowing studio in Brooklyn, Aziza Brown is creating glass beads. She's using techniques invented centuries ago.
It's just really fun. I get to play around with beads and colors and metal and just working with different designs, so it's just fun.
Aziza takes colored glass imported from Italy and uses a torch with a 3,000-degree flame to shape the beads. The beads are put into a kiln, and the temperature is slowly raised to 950 degrees, and then slowly cooled down to strengthen the glass.
I definitely think, as a craft person, there's nothing more satisfying than being able to say that you made this and that's your contribution to the world.
Her company is Aziza Jewelry. She started the business in 2003, but in some ways, Aziza was off and running long before she even went to high school.
Well, I started at the age of 8 or 9, just kind of playing around with clay beads, and I actually started making my own beads from polymer clay, and I would actually bake them right here in the oven. And I just started making jewelry for friends and family, and probably around the age of 10, I started selling jewelry to friends and family.
Now customers can buy her beads at stores and online with Etsy.
What do you like about having your own business?
I like the freedom of it. I also love the feedback that I get from my customers.
Aziza says because she has an unusual name, as a child she could never find jewelry with her name on it. So she loves customizing jewelry with names.
I get a lot of emails, and they really, they're so rewarding to get an email from a customer that says, oh, my daughter, opened up the present for Christmas, or my daughter opened up the necklace, the gift for her birthday, and she finally has something with her name spelled correctly, and she loved it.
Aziza's wire name necklaces are one of her best sellers.
So I've actually already created this Brooklyn nameplate here, and what I would do is measure out some wire. I basically just bend the wire using my tools, needle nose plier, and I also have my cutter here, and I just bend it into the word that the customer would like.
Her work is very creative, innovative. She's taken the bead making process and taken the Italian colors just to another level.
And it shows with her colorful creations with a selection to suit just about any taste. And Aziza, for the woman who's looking to be a little spicy, some hot peppers.
Exactly.
Hot cha-cha-cha-cha.
To find out more about Aziza's creations, just log onto our website, workingwomenreport.com. Well, jewelry is one group of handmade items bringing in the bucks for a growing group of entrepreneurs. If you have a knack for knitting, sewing, painting, or other crafts, there's money to be made at bazaars, art festivals, and beyond. If you're creative but not so confident on the business front, you can get help from other crafters through resources like Hello Craft and by attending conferences like Craftcation. Throughout the year, Craftcation organizers say it's crucial for crafters to stay active on Facebook, Twitter, and other social media networks to build your brand. For more tips, head to our website, workingwomenreport.com. Our final entrepreneur graduated from Cornell with a design degree, but after being introduced to yoga, her career path and her life changed forever. 16 years later, the well-known New York yoga instructor is changing the way people take care of their bodies, their minds, and their hearts.
May we all know at the deepest levels our own value and our own beauty, our own sufficiency, and our own worth.
A daily prayer said by Elena Brower. She's a mother, yoga teacher, and author. She's also the founder of Vira Yoga, a studio in New York, which encourages women to listen to their inner voice by practicing yoga.
It's always about acknowledging. As long as I spend some time every day acknowledging the people that are helping me to help themselves.
Elena says yoga helps her approach the world with strength and gratitude. And with a decade of wisdom from yoga masters, Elena now teaches that approach to others.
So I started teaching yoga and I found a voice inside of me that I never knew that I had, and that I could connect to my peers as well as I could connect to the children. And suddenly there was a real conversation being had about the possibilities for my own healing as well as that of my students.
Her classes at Vira Yoga include a combination of artful alignment and attention cues for your body, mind, and heart. The beliefs behind her methods stem from an understanding that you must balance your mind and soul before you can balance your life. It's a philosophy that filters throughout the world among the most well-respected yoga masters.
We are two yoga instructors dedicated to creating beauty in the world, in and out of the classroom.
And out of the classroom, she co-authored a book which is now sought after by those searching for meaning and balance in their lives. It's entitled The Art of Attention. With the success of her book and growing classes, these days Elena offers large-scale experiences of yoga to thousands of students. But her central message has stayed the same. She reminds us we must focus on the best version of ourselves so that we can acknowledge our own importance and value.
If I can acknowledge myself and really see the worth that I am and see the value that I am on this planet, then I can do that for my businesses and I can do that for other people. And that keeps the cycle going of staying inspired and staying connected and staying healed and held.
And may we love ourselves, may we know ourselves, and may we see ourselves. Namaste.
Elena often takes her practice outside the studio. She's taught classes at the Museum of Modern Art, on the Great Lawn at Central Park, and even in view of the Eiffel Tower. For more information on Elena and Vira Yoga, visit our website, workingwomenreport.com. That wraps up this week's edition of the Working Woman Report. Along with checking out our website, be sure to connect with us in the social media world. You'll find us on Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, and Instagram. Tune in next time for more inspiring tips and ideas by our fantastic women. Who knows, maybe you're next. See you then.